be debt-free. Like, I don't care about that.
And it shows.
I want to enjoy my money now while it's here, while it's coming in.
What money? If I think about the money it appear, why y'all can't never make some money appear and keep it coming?
But also, who the cares about paying off the student loans at this point?
All the red flags was just going off. They was going off.
YOLO, like, why not just live it up now? I think I should probably get a grip on my finances, but also, in the same breath, I'm like, where's it gonna go when I croak? I'm 29 years old. I've been living back at home for 3.5 years now, and I still have no savings. I
hope that she brings up a budget, and I hope that she mentions why.
I've been through 3 different jobs, a job as a server, another job as a server, and now I'm working a full-time role at a mental health facility.
Okay.
I still don't have a savings. I'm literally paying the bare minimum for things, buying my groceries, getting gas, and paying off my student loans slowly but surely, paying off any credit card debt. I still don't have a savings. And I wonder, will I ever get there? Will I ever achieve a huge savings account? Will I ever achieve emergency fund and have different accounts for different things? I honestly don't think so.
Word to all the pessimistic people out there, if you believe that it's not going to happen, it's probably not going to happen. That's the truth. If whatever your goals are just that, goals, and there's no action behind it, it's probably going to stay just a thought in your head, a wish, a desire. Additionally, something else she said really hit me just now. She said a large or a big amount of savings. Do y'all notice that most people, and this is no attack on her, but do y'all notice that most people skip the small things and go straight to, I want the big, I want a lot? How are you going to get to a lot if you can't get to a little? Because realistically speaking, unless you get hit with a large lump sum of money and then you say to yourself, hey, I'm able to just save this money, I don't have to spend it. How else are y'all going to get money? How else are you going to have a savings? Where is that money supposed to come from? And I understand that she said she had other obligations and things like that. You got to work with what you got. I don't care if it's just $5. Do the 5, because what ends up happening is you do nothing. And because you do nothing, you have nothing. And then you say, I want a lot. And will I ever get to a lot? Maybe. I believe that if you do something with a little, you'll do it when you have a lot. For example, I always hear the argument, oh, if I just made more money at work, I'd be good. If I didn't have this going on, I'd be good. No. A lot of people who now make 6 figures at one point in their life were broke. They were living paycheck to paycheck when they made way less money. And guess what? They're still living paycheck to paycheck because their actions are exactly the same as when they had less money. They went from working fast food, making minimum wage, to having a 6-figure job, working corporate, and still broke. Do y'all see the pattern? What are we doing with what we actually have? That's the question of the day.
Like, what if I'm stuck here because I'm trying so hard to build a savings and to just save money instead of actually just going out there and living? And I know we need money to live. I know we need a good chunk of money to go after certain things. I want to move to Italy. I want to move to Europe. I know I need money for that. But I also don't want to put living now on pause to try and save money for that.
What is living to some of y'all? When people are saying living, are you talking about just making sure that you're able to get by, having your basic necessities and things of that sort? Or are you trying to live your dream life? That's a whole different conversation. And I can understand that people have their ambitions of what type of life they want to live. I get that. But to be frank, moving to Italy isn't a necessity if you're trying to worry about how you're trying to get by. You don't have a stable job. You living at home with your parents. You can't save any money. You're trying to figure out where all this money is going to come from if you'll ever be able to live this life. Which one is the priority right now? This is a well-dressed looking lady. She has a roof over her head. Yes, she might be with her parents, not probably in the situation she wants to be in because she's not in Italy. But I think we're a lot more blessed than we might be giving ourselves credit for. So I think these are just her desires speaking of where she wants to be, and she's not there right now, which I understand.
I feel guilty about doing things now because that's going to put me back on making my entire dream and goal of moving to Italy come true, because that's money wasted.
Okay, so what you trying to do? You trying to go to Italy right now? But she's contemplating going to Italy right now when she's struggling. According to her, that's what it sounds like. And who am I to say what you do what you want? It's your life. I would just hate to see anybody's desires of what they want to do so badly get in the way of priorities, if you get what I mean.
But it's not money wasted because I'm still creating memories. We prioritize building a savings. People prioritize a retirement fund. People prioritize working every day, going to work, climbing up the corporate ladder, trying to get a promotion, this, and the other.
Right.
We prioritize all of that we forget to prioritize why we're actually here, and that's to live.
You can do both. It's balance. And you know what? I'm just going to say, I'm tired. I'm so tired of people acting like we can't do both. Just because you're responsible with money and you're making a plan for the future and you're trying to build savings and you're trying to climb up the corporate ladder doesn't mean that you're not living. I don't know who started the myth. I need y'all to shut up. I'm tired of it. I live the heck out of my life. And every now and then I like to do something a little bit more extravagant. But that was because of delayed gratification in the past that I am now able to do those things at 32. And this woman right here is 29. I think it can be done. She wants to do the fun stuff. You know, the stuff people have been seeing in the magazine since they were kids, the stuff that you see on TikTok, the stuff you see on your Instagram, if people even get on Instagram anymore. She want to live that life. She want to do that stuff. And she's calling that living. Nothing wrong with wanting to do those things at all. However, we also have to remember we are adults. And when we don't prioritize our needs above our wants, sometimes we put ourselves in a bigger hole. And to all the young folks watching, this is why whatever you do in your past, it's going to end up catching up to you. You're going to hit 30, 40, and you're going to be like, dang, I'm not able to do X, Y, and Z. We have to be honest about the life decisions that we've made up to this point that have us in the very situation we're in now.
Like, I hate that money is a thing, but I also don't want to hate money because I know it's a powerful tool to get us to do the things that we want to do and to get us to actually live this life. But I think it's important to be okay with not having this huge savings, with being in debt.
No. Hell no. What? Never be okay with being in debt. She's right. You don't have to have this huge saving because I don't know what huge is to some of y'all. What is huge? And no shade, but this is coming from somebody who is saying that she's not able to do the things she wants to do because she doesn't have the resources. And money, yes, is a tool. It's a tool in order for you to do those things, to go take the trips to those places that y'all want to go to. But if you're not using money that you are using as a tool and a resource to get you there, you are using debt. How do y'all think these people are going on these trips? And then to say that debt is okay? No, it's not okay because that is what ends up having people financially struggling for decades. Symone, trying to keep you out of debt. Hit subscribe, touch it free. Y'all don't see all the videos I be doing. People be $100,000 in debt, credit card debt, 80,000. And life keeps going on. You're going to add more things to your pot as you get older. Please, if y'all don't understand anything else about what I'm saying, understand this. When you're young, when you hit about 18, you are off to a fresh start. It is up to you what things you start adding on to the plate. Where some of y'all are going to get broke into the system at is going to be your car. It's going to be that first car that you get because we live in a society where a lot of people see a car as a status symbol to flex on other people, to flex on their peers. You're going to get an outrageous car payment. You're not going to go save and get a used car. You're not going to try to stay with your parents. Some of y'all can stay with your parents. You're not going to want to do that because now you've hit 18. You want freedom. And I'm talking about the ones who don't have to leave. That's a blessing. But because people have the desire to be an individual and to be free, you go out in the real world and now what? You have an apartment. You're going to have electricity, water, gas, trash, a car note, insurance, health insurance. You're going to try to get health insurance. Hopefully you can do it. Dental insurance. And that was just the necessities. But if we start tacking on things like this, kids, weddings, marriage, now you want to have a house for all the things that you're starting to accumulate. You don't want to rent no more. I get that too. A lot of people are going to have student loan debt that they struggle with. And then you're going to have a desire to go on vacations, to go see all these nice places, to have these experiences with your family that you have made. And depending on who you talk to, the desire of the location is going to vary. Some people have very expensive taste. They want to go to Italy. Some people want to go to Disney once a year. Some people just want to go to a national park. You might have a national park pass. It really depends. Some of y'all are going to want to fully deck out your house with the most expensive things, deck out your car with the most expensive trinkets and all that. And we didn't even touch on your personal appearance, clothes, stuff like that a lot of people spend a lot of money on. My point is that it can get very expensive very fast. But when you was 18, you didn't have all this stuff you was worrying about. And if you are a person that is not saving and preparing for all these things in life that you want, the things that you desire to do, you are asking for debt because how else are you planning to do it? Make it make sense, y'all. There is no other way to make all of that happen. I don't want to see people buried in debt. That really does something to them. They can't sleep at night. They are worried about debt collectors calling them, calling their mom, calling their job, calling their associates. Y'all don't want that. I never would recommend for people that are struggling to get by with their basic necessities to be worrying about a vacation. Figure out how you're going to get there first. If the answer is debt, say no.
But I think it's important to be okay with not having this huge savings, with being in debt, not having all my student loans paid off. I know trying to pay them off in bigger amounts is going to take so much time still with the amount of debt I'm in that it's going to continue to make me put life on pause. Who's to say people are going to make it to their age of retirement to be able to enjoy their money?
This is a classic example of whatever we do in the past is going to catch up to us. Whatever you did in your 20s, I don't know what she did. You don't know what she did. I doubt that we'll get all the details. You ever talk to somebody and you just hear all the stuff that they did and you're like, man, that's accurate of where you are. Everything that you did, big, small, whether you had bad habits, you didn't think it was a big deal. It's a big deal now. We are the living proof. Whether y'all want to be truthful about it or not, we are. Why do y'all think that for over a whole year, at the end of every video I do, I say we have to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future? That's because what we have done is going to catch up to us. It is showing. People can see it. Some of y'all can look at your parents right now and you know the stuff that they was doing. Is it a reflection of what is going on in their lives today? And I'm using parents as an example because y'all grew up seeing what they was really doing. And when you see things like that, you have to say, dang, did that work out good for this person or not? So seeing stories like this, does debt generally work out good for people? Because all the people that I've shown videos of, they seem to be really struggling to get out of the debt because by the time that they really try to attack it, they're paying double what they borrowed. And guess what? While they were making those decisions, they lacked the financial education and literacy of understanding how those interest rates are going to eat them up in the future. By the time they tried to figure it out, it was too late. They don't have the double. But they didn't know it was going to double and they wanted to do whatever they were doing at the time, whether it was a necessity or out of survival. They may not have understood how bad it was going to get for them. And I feel really bad. But guess who won't care? The credit card company. And they don't really care what the situation was. They want their money. But it makes it even worse when we're talking about things that are not a necessity. There are some people putting medical bills and their groceries on credit cards because they're trying to feed their families. Out of survival, out of bare, I'm trying to keep the lights on. So when I hear non-necessities, you want to go into debt and pay APRs that are going to compound so bad when you're already broke for what? Some of y'all are trying to sign up for struggle. You're signing up for hard time. You're going to have penitentiary numbers for your credit, for your debts, for your loans, and you're not going to be able to handle it whenever it catches up to you. If you're struggling to pay off your student loans, don't you think it's going to be very hard and you might struggle to pay off things that aren't necessities? What are we talking about?
I want to enjoy my money now while it's here, while it's coming in. And yes, I'm going to be smart about it.
What money? Didn't she just say earlier that she was struggling and she was living with her parents and she's struggling with her student loans and she don't got no savings and she want to go on these cross-country or across-the-world trips with no money? What money are you trying to enjoy? The money you owe to people? I'm honestly lost. Are we watching the same video? Ma'am, where's the moolah? Where's the money?
But also, who the cares about paying off the student loans at this point? I'm getting to that point.
I promise you, I thought she was going to be one of them folks that was like, I don't give a about them student loans, but I kept my faith. But boy, was I wrong. I said, maybe she's not going to be like that. Symone, what was you thinking? All the red flags was just going off. They was going off. And I don't want to pass judgment on people before they actually give me evidence and tangible proof that that is how they get down. But that's how she getting down. She ain't even want to pay back her student loans. You going to go cross the country. You going to pay them folks back? Are you gonna pay them folks back because you ain't got no money to go over there? And no shade, but this is just the truth. These are the type of people that I could see in the future making bad financial decisions and then getting back on here like, I had to file bankruptcy, y'all. I don't know what happened. With they cup, with they little coffee and they matcha, I don't know what happened, y'all. I was just spending recklessly. I wanted to have a good time. Ma'am, you are in control. Take control. You do have a say in the situation. You don't have to go down this road. I don't see this going good for you, but it's more so about her mindset. She don't really care. She wants to do what she wants to do. This don't end well for people like that, y'all. It don't. I don't care what you look like. You can look as nice as you want. And I'm saying this because she's a nice looking woman. But debt don't discriminate. Debt don't have no feelings. And it don't care about how you feel.
I'm getting to that point where I'm like, when I move to Europe, like, is my credit even going to be a thing? Like, does it matter?
You need to stay over there, ma'am. You need to stay. You need to stay right where you going. If that's your plan, don't come back. Don't come back begging for forgiveness. I hope you learn the native tongue. You understand the customs and courtesies over there. I wish you well if that is what you were going to do. Honest to God. And as passionate as I get about these topics, I don't like seeing people struggle. I hope it actually works out for anybody thinking this sort of way. Realistically speaking, I don't think it will, though. Because one thing about it, no matter where we live, we need resources in order to survive. Unless you're living off of somebody else, you're gaming the system, or you have income coming from somewhere, how are you going to survive? And I just have to say this. A lot of y'all think y'all gonna go to other countries and y'all gonna have it easier than in the States, and you're not, because you don't have the work ethic to make it here. You're gonna go over there and take that same work ethic over there, and they want their money too. You think it's gonna just be, oh, I'm gonna go over there and they're just gonna give me money and let me live over there for free? You're gonna have the same problems you have now. You just took it to another country. There has to be some internal change. And internal change is good. Change is not always a bad thing, y'all. I know a lot of y'all are very comfortable in setting your ways, but if you try things a different way, sometimes you might get better results. What she's doing right now in this mindset that she has right now, a lot of y'all have, and it ain't working for you. It ain't never gonna work. It ain't been working for 5 years, 10 years. It ain't gonna work 20 years down the line. You're gonna look back and all you're gonna see is pain and regret. You gotta stop right now. Because you can. You're not as defenseless and helpless as you might be making yourself out to be. But it probably seems that way because that's how you feel. That's how, ooh, I feel like I'm trapped. And some of y'all put yourselves in situations to be more trapped. Tell yourself, I got a plan. Tell yourself, I can make a plan. I can stick to a plan. And do it. All of this feeling stuff, that's where y'all are getting messed up. You're actually going out and acting on your feelings. That's all that I'm hearing in this video is what I want to do. Do what you need to do so you can do what you want to do in the future. Y'all are doing it backwards. Y'all are doing what y'all want to do right now, and then you're going to need to figure out how to get out of bankruptcy. You're going to need to figure out how to pay the credit card companies back. You're going to need to figure out how you're going to keep a roof over your head because you're doing the stuff you want to do right now. And you're setting yourself up for failure and credit card debt. What? Off of your feelings. Think with your mind, not your feelings, people. Please. We're carrying something so powerful on our shoulders, and a lot of y'all ain't even tapping into it. You're tapping into your feelings.
I think I'm just done trying to live like the societal norm life of have a savings, have a fund for emergencies, be debt-free. Like, I don't care about that.
And it shows. And it shows. I started this. I was calm. But some of y'all want to take me there. Why? And I ain't never even seen this video. But remember earlier when I was saying sometimes when we talk to people and we know like the stuff that they be thinking and how they really move. And when you hear them say what the problem is or whatever their dilemma is, we look at them and we say, it makes sense. Yeah, I can see that for you. That's how I'm feeling right now. And I don't say this to bash her, but her mindset to me is reflecting exactly her life situation. It's almost like she don't care. So what we supposed to do? Is the world supposed to? The world don't care. I know a lot of y'all like to use TikTok to vent. It is very helpful to a lot of people when y'all share y'all's experiences and y'all stories. But I can't stand when y'all don't care and y'all get on TikTok and like, what do y'all expect from other people? Are they supposed to save you from yourself? Are they supposed to help you shift your mindset? And I hope somebody does, because this is bad. I for sure got to see the comments after this. I pray that y'all are not out there enabling this bad behavior in the comment section in the name of Jesus. What is going on?
I don't care about that. Let's to be real right now. Like, I don't care about that. I only care about living life, experiencing life, And honestly, doing like the bare minimum to make the experiences happen.
Ma'am, you ain't got it in you. Some of y'all ain't got it in you. You want everything. You want all the glitz and the glamour. You want the lifestyle you want to live, and you're not willing to put in the work. And y'all want to be lackluster? How you got expensive taste and you want to work the least? I don't understand people like that. Because trust me, I'm going to be fair. I understand it for the people who just want to live a simple lifestyle. I'm one of them people. I don't want much. I don't need much. But y'all people out there, y'all be wanting all this expensive, lavish stuff. Y'all want to go on these expensive trips and live these expensive lifestyles. And you're lazy. You don't want to do anything. At this point, I don't know. I hope it goes well for you, ma'am. But I'm worried for you. I don't know how you gonna get there being lazy. And I'm gonna be totally honest. I fear for people like this. This right here. This type of person right here. I'm gonna be blunt. She's a nice looking woman. She wants the world. She's on TikTok talking about how she wants this sort of lifestyle, but she's broke. She's in student loan debt. You in survival mode, but your desire is so thirsty to go do these things you can't afford. I don't know you well enough to know what you would do to get there. That's scary. And it's scary because I know in this real world, people will for sure take advantage of somebody like you. It's easy to sell a dream to these type of people. They'll believe it. They'll go along with whatever you say to get whatever it is that they want. That might be a little too real for some of y'all, but y'all get what I'm saying. And it's true. If you don't do it for yourself, either you're going to end up in debt or somebody else going to do it for you. And results may vary with that. Results may vary. And we're going to be honest. How else are you going to get there? I'm a logical person. I'm not about to sit here and sugarcoat it. How else?
In terms of like, I don't care about climbing a corporate ladder.
Okay.
I don't care about having a retirement fund or a huge savings. I'm going to do the bare minimum to be able to like actually just live.
And that's why you're getting lackluster results, ma'am. You're doing the bare minimum. You're not thinking about how you can do better, so you didn't get better. Y'all see how that cycle works? You have a I don't care attitude. I don't know. I'm just going to go into it. I don't really care. This is the results you get, y'all. I don't like this type of video. I hate these type of videos. Now, usually I don't do this, but I, future Symone, am currently in the process of editing this video. And what do I get recommended? Why, I'm glad you asked. Yes, a video from yesteryear, 2024, of the same woman. So I said, hold on, I need to look a little deeper and get to the bottom of this. TikTok thought it necessary to show me this video to give me additional context. I was shocked. This caption reads, "Money is just energy and won't come with us when we croak, or as I like to say, give up the ghost." Yet, life is useless without it. But I refuse to live to work. But I am barely making enough while just working to live. I just want to chase my dreams, but apparently I need more than $400 in my bank account. Now I said to myself, Symone, is this the same video you just watched where she was just saying she was broke? Because this is a year ago. It's just eerily similar to what I just heard. I must see what this video is about.
I'm just going to be real. And I have $400 in my savings. I've been living back at home for 2.5 years.
Right. Okay.
I don't know how that's happening, where the money's going. Actually, yes, I do know. It's going out to like groceries. It's going to student loan payments, and it's going to paying off my credit cards, which I use all the time. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's time to pay the bill. So then I need to pay whatever money that I get paid, the little amount that I get paid while serving. I need to put that towards my credit cards. So, and then I was taking like trips last year because I was like, YOLO, like, why not just live it up now? Because I'm never going to be living at my parents again. And it's like, here I am still.
So could those credit card payments be going towards trips and bad decisions? Who knows? But this was posted a year ago, where she also admits that she was living the YOLO lifestyle. And I know what come with that, girl. You ain't fooling me. But we just watched a whole trip about her saying she wanted to go to Italy and live her dreams and all these different things. But it seems like she has been living. Now I'm a bit confused.
But now my finances are... So can we just be real about it? Like, does everyone have a big savings? Because I am so embarrassed. It's like embarrassing because that also gives me so much anxiety because I'm like, wow, at this rate, I'm never going to afford anything. I'm never going to afford living my dream life.
Ma'am, you just said you was living it up. In this video that you posted last year, there hasn't been any change that could have been for the better, and nothing wrong with wanting to live a dream life. But from her own admission, she was being irresponsible with money just a year ago. These are the consequences of bad decisions.
Like, who do I think I am? Then the Delulu is like, money comes and goes. the more you put out, the more comes back. And it's like, I'm still waiting for it to return to me. But anyway, I'm this close to spending that last $400 on a one-way ticket to Europe. It's Valentine's Day. I don't have a Valentine. I'll be my own Valentine and gift me the best gift. No, but how does the money, like, I'm looking back, I'm like, how do I only have that much money to my name? I never have to worry about getting robbed, I guess. I don't know. But I think that's the thing that, like, humbles me so much is looking at my bank account. It's like, yes, I have all these dreams and goals, but when I look at my bank account, I'm like, okay, pause. And then I get so scared. My biggest fear isn't dying. My biggest fear is actually just, like, running out of time and croaking before I get to actually experience the life I want to experience, before I actually get the finances in order to experience what I want to experience. But then I know people are like, you don't always need money to do what you want to do. Like, you can do things on a budget. You can travel on a budget. And it's like, okay, true, but like, I think you need a little more than $400. I feel like we're just always given so much different info. It's like money comes and goes, it flows, money's energy. The more you put out, the more you get back. And then it's like, you really don't need that much money to do what you want to do. Travel on a budget. And it's like, okay, but how are you traveling on a budget? And like, is it really a budget? Like, are you talking $400 in your account budget, or like you need more, you know? And I'm also the type of person that has no patience. So I have no patience for my money to get up before I take the leap doing things that I want to do.
She's giving me a stress twitch. You see that? That ain't normal. This too much. I didn't know it was gonna go down like this tonight. Whatever y'all do out there, reject the debt. If you don't want stress, reject the debt. If you don't want regrets, reject the debt. Oh, now she's talking about it's too much information. Ma'am, you don't have a plan. I don't know who this lady has been listening to. She talking about energy and the money comes and it flows. I want to know something. For all the people who be saying foolishness like that, why y'all can't never manifest no money? Why are y'all always the people that don't know how to make some money appear? I don't understand. If I think about the money it appear, why y'all can't never make some money appear and keep it coming? To me, people just started saying it because everybody else was saying it, and now y'all are all repeating the same foolishness, and you're still broke. You're still trying to figure it out when it could be so simple. Live off of less than you make, have a budget, stick to the budget. You might have to make some adjustments. You might have to make some more money. I mean, heck, she's already living with her parents. Like, that's already good. But what I'm seeing is she gonna go do what she want to do anyway. She just said she was on a trip talking about, I want to live life. How much life y'all want to live? How much is enough? What is it that y'all need to do that's going to be enough for you to where you stop going into debt and making bad financial decisions? But you go on a trip, you still ain't happy. That trip ain't enough. You need to go on a trip every 6 months. And then you gonna get on here acting confused, acting like you don't know what you spent the money on. You don't know that you was running up your credit card and now you got to pay it back. I don't understand.
I'm just constantly humbled.
No, you're constantly facing the consequences of your actions if you're just blowing money and living recklessly. Where is the accountability?
Constantly humbled. Like, $400 in a bank account. And the fact that I'm putting it out there. But like, someone, like, can anyone relate? Also, I'm 21 plus 7 years old. I think I should probably get a grip on my finances, but also in the same breath, I'm like, where's it going to go when I croak anyway, you know?
And that's why a year later, over a year later, actually, we in the same situation. Do y'all see what's going on right now? This is not funny. It's actually quite sad that she's in a loop, and she probably don't even understand she's in a loop, and it's because of this. It's the noggin.
It's not coming to the grave with me. So why am I going to bust my ass doing something to get money that's not going to go with me?
And you see a whole year later, she's still asking the same question. She's back on TikTok asking us, the people, the heck we supposed to do about it.
But then I also need money now for life. So
you want to go
humbled yet again.
And then to make it worse, ma'am, you just posted this 2 days ago. I don't know.
I caught a glimpse of my favorite version of myself. She was unapologetically loud. She was excited for life. She was confident, in love with life, and she was free. She's still out there, but I'm just here, waiting until the day I become her.
It really do be exhausting, y'all. Why y'all like to do me like this? I'm glad you having a good time. I'm glad you're living your life. If this is from the past, she's reminiscing. If this is when she was out there living her YOLO life. But this is the YOLO life that she's imagining living. This is the type of stuff you see and you're just like, man, that woman is living her dream life. I'm saying this because there are a lot of y'all out there looking at the lives of other people. They'll post videos, pictures like this. You might be jealous. You might be envious. You might even feel like you're behind. Let me assure you, you are probably not. If you have $1,000 in your bank account, you're probably doing better than most people right now. They scared to catch a flat. And they're going to go do stuff like this knowing. Y'all just watched the video, knowing that they're broke, knowing they're barely able to survive and take care of themselves as adults, and they're going to go do it anyway. And then they're going to get on here acting confused, or even worse, because they don't say anything about it, you think that everybody got it like that. You're like, man, they're pretty. They're out at the beach. They're just so nicely dressed. They drinking alcohol. They partying. They waltzing in the street. They drinking matcha. They drinking tea. They on the boat. They in the mountains, and they flipping their hair. They got the bathing suit. And you feel some type of way not knowing they're living with their parents. Nothing wrong with that. Not knowing that they literally don't care how they do whatever they do, but they're going to do it anyway. They have no plan. They're in debt. They're not focused. And you're looking at these pictures and these videos, aspiring to be like somebody you have no clue what is going on in their life. Y'all never compare yourself to nobody else. Never put nobody on a pedestal. I don't care who it is. I don't care if they're famous. I don't care if you've seen all their videos, all their pictures. I don't care. Do not pedestalize not a soul walking on this earth. None of us, I don't care who it is, are worth being pedestalized. And nobody on this earth is perfect. They didn't die to save your soul. In Jesus' name. Now, back to the video. And don't get me wrong, y'all. I know hustle culture that did a lot of people in. A lot of people don't want to climb the corporate ladder. I'm not saying you have to. But I strongly feel like as an adult, you should strive and try your absolute best to be able to take care of yourself independently without anybody else. Now, there's nothing wrong with having to move back in with your parents. That is what's best for a lot of people. And that's a blessing that she's able to do that in order to get herself into a good financial situation. She could be paying off her student loans. She could be paying off whatever other debt she's got into and fully take advantage of the resource of not having to pay if that's the case. And though it may suck, this could be very beneficial to her. I never would see anything wrong. I don't care if you're 40 and you got to move back home. Do it. And I don't care who laughs at you or who says what. Do what's best for you financially. We all go through stuff. Sometimes you might just have a little setback. But one thing we can't change is mindset. You have to be willing to change the way that you're thinking that is producing these bad, negative outcomes that are reflecting on your life. I sincerely hope that she shifts her mindset in order to achieve the things that she really wants to do in life. I believe she can get there. Hope is not lost for any of y'all out there that want these sort of things. But it starts with you. What are you going to do to get yourself to the situations you want to be in life? Or are you about to make decisions that are going to hinder where you want to go? And that's a conversation you got to have when you look in the mirror. Some of us need to reverse engineer where we want to be in life. Y'all, this lady done stressed me out. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you thought about all this. Do y'all think that you should just live your life right now and you just shouldn't care? Go into the debt. Don't pay the student loan people back. Forget them. Or do you think that this is a train wreck waiting to happen? Comment down below. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. And we have to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.